Hey everybody, this is Shirlene with ScrapTheWorld.com, and this is Shirlene Vlogs number 10, I believe. So, I decided I'm going to come to you at least once a week now. I kind of been helter skelter, but I think once a week updates will be good. I'm coming to you today because it's 9/9/19. Now, that may not mean anything to you, but for me, it is the beginning of a journey to get my life back, to lose the weight, to not let depression make me eat things I shouldn't eat or consume high sugar foods to comfort my depression or whatever moods I'm going through. I'm currently following the Green Smoothie Cleanse by J.J. Smith. And I did it before and I lost like 15 pounds in 10 days. So I'm doing it again. I know she does warn us that the first 3 days can be rough because your body's detoxing. And sorry that my lips are dry. My skin is so dry ever since I got rid of my thyroid. So, but anyway, I'll be talking to you about that too. Um, so I am looking forward to letting go of the weight, which will make things easier for me trying to move around. 1 pound of weight takes off 4 pounds of pressure on your knees. Again, I'll say that 1 pound of weight takes off 4 pounds of pressure on your knees. So the doctor says I need to lose 100 pounds. That's 400 pounds of pressure off of my knees. And I'm looking to do that because my knees need to last me for a while. The doctor did say I'm going to need new knees, but I'm still young. I'm only 52. I have to think about it. God, I'm getting old, I got to think about it. I'm only 52, so um, if I can hold off till I'm in my 60s or 70s before I gotta, you know, go mechanical bionic woman here, then yeah, I'll do that. I'm more so worried about my spine. Um, there's no cure because it's for the degeneration, and I think the only thing they can do is maybe put a stent or something in there so that it doesn't squeeze the nerves that make my legs weak. But we all know that once you do one back surgery, oof, it could take you a long time to recover, and you won't necessarily, be out of the woods, as they say. So I don't think I want to have back surgery. I think I'm going to let God heal my spine. Um, but I got to do my part, which is losing the weight. So that begins today for me. So far, I've had one green smoothie, I've had 3 cashews, and one hard boiled egg. And later, I have another smoothie, and I have a cucumber and lettuce salad. So that should hold me. Now, my stomach is going to do flip flops and be like, yo, you not eating anymore, probably growling. And between 10 p.m. and 12 noon, I fast. So intermittent fasting, where I just do water or if I have to take medications. So, yeah, um, that is my goal. But I also wanted to talk to you. September is Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month. Okay? And for those of you who don't know my story, I'm going to give you the cliff notes, as they say. Back in December of 2013, I was diagnosed with stage 3 follicular thyroid cancer. It was the worst thing I ever thought I would hear from my doctor. They called me one day, it was on December 3rd, and they said, "Can you come down to the office?" And I said, "Yeah, when?" They was like, "Within the hour." And I was like, "Okay." Just so happened Bob was home, so we went. And we sat there in the office for about 15, 20 minutes. Then they called us back, and The doctor came in the room. He sat down in the chair. He looked me in my face and he says, "You have cancer." I look over at Bob. Bob looks back at me. And I could just hear the Holy Spirit saying, "Peace, be still." And so I said, "Okay, what's going on?" And he says, "You have stage 3, so we need to move quick." And I'm like, "Well, does it happen quickly?" And he said, "No, it usually takes 5 or 6 years for it to get to this point." So me being the person I am, I'm like, "Well, I've been coming to you and we've been doing biopsies. It's called a fine needle biopsy. And we've done about 2 of them in the past and everything came back clear. Now all of a sudden I got cancer." And the funny thing was, I went for my physical. I've had the same doctor for the last 14 years, same PCP. And he was doing my physical and he looked at my neck and he said, "What's going on with this lump in your neck?" And I said, "Well, the endocrinologist says it's not a big thing. I just got a couple of nodes near my thyroid." And he said, "I think he better check it again because if he's doing biopsies over here and the cancer's over here, then he's missing it." So I told the endo what my doctor said. So he was doing the fine needle biopsy, and the last one he did, because it's a really, I don't know if it's a long needle or a little needle, but they like tap on your neck and, it's supposed to grab out tissue. It's uncomfortable, but it don't hurt. But the last one he did hurt. I was like, "Ow, that one hurt," and the blood was running. And I was like, okay, all of them didn't hurt until that one. So I had already had suspicion that maybe cancer. And it's so funny because God is so good. He will tell you ahead of time. I had stuff with cancer showing up in my face everywhere I turn. Always pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on. And if you see something, I was hearing a lot of cancer commercials or hear it on the radio, see it on the TV, or hear, I'll be watching a YouTube and somebody talks about cancer. I'm like, "Okay, Lord, what's going on? You want me to work?" I thought he wanted me to work with cancer patients. I'm like, and I even told my husband, I said, "Cancer's been showing up a lot in my face. Like God's really trying to knock me upside the head and give me a clue." And I said, "I think he wants me to work with cancer patients." I said, because, I could do crafts with them and it could be craft therapy. And I contacted a girl that I knew that works out at Smilo Cancer's Hospital and everything. Little did I know he was trying to tell me I was going to have the cancer. That's a whole different ball game, Lord. So anyway, all the family got together that Christmas because we didn't know if I had any other Christmases coming my way. And then in January 14th, I had a full thyroidectomy where they took out my complete thyroid, and I am on medication for the rest of my life that is supposed to act like my thyroid. It does 70%, so I'm always at a 30%, 30% deficit. So that 30%, some of the things I've encountered is extremely dry skin, lack of body temperature. Like I get cold all the time. Even if it's hot out, I will get cold because my body temperature is not being regulated, properly. The thyroid is basically the motherboard of your body. It runs a lot of things, hormones and so forth. And so if you can hold on to your thyroid, hold on to it. Don't run straight to surgery. I was stage 3, so I had to get the surgery. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There was no taking some medicine to help you along. It had to come out. So I had the surgery. And then I had to prepare for radiation treatment. I did not know what I was getting myself into. Radiation treatment was brutal. I had to stay in a room isolated from my family. Everything was covered in plastic. I had to use disposable spoons, forks. plates. I had a special track. I had a trash can in there with me because everything I touched it was radiated. Um, my husband and my family had to stay 6 feet away from me. So my husband couldn't even sleep in our master bedroom, which is the other side of the wall of the guest room. Um, so he had to sleep in the living room for a week. Um, the nausea was so bad I was begging God to take me. That's how bad it was. It made morning sickness look like a vacation. This was nausea. It was to the point where I was crawling to the bathroom. Luckily, I didn't have a lot of throwing up. It was just the nausea was really bad. Um, but it was the worst 6 days of my life, I got to tell you. But I got through it. And then um, a year later, when I was finally starting to feel normal again, one night I'm just laying here in the bed and I feel my leg going numb. And I said, honey, my leg's going numb. And we called the nurse line and they said, get to the ER. And I'm like, no, I got girls' day tomorrow. We're scrapbooking. We're having a good time. I'm vending my stuff. And, you know, I got there, set up, and my back was killing me. Oh, my back was hurting. I had to go potty and I literally was holding on to the walls and my cane just to make it to the bathroom back. By the time I got back, I was like, I can't take this anymore. So my husband had dropped me off that day because he was going to work and he was going to pick me up when he got off work. One of the ladies happened to live in my town. She was going home to feed her dog. And she said, well, why don't I just give you a ride home? And I'm like, okay. I literally had to lift my jeans to get my left leg into the car. Like it would not work. And then we got to my house and I live on a hill. So silly me didn't think don't face downhill, but I did and I fell back. She tried to catch me, but it wasn't happening. And I sent her to get my neighbor. My neighbor came running. He was like, don't worry, we're going to get you up. And I was like, you can't lift 350 pounds. I said, I'm over 300. Let me roll over, at least get on my knees. Then I can use my feet to help you, push me up. And the minute he rolled me on my back, the rolled me on my stomach, the pain that came through my back was ridiculous. So we called 911, went to the hospital, did the CAT scans, MRIs, yada yada. And I'm told I have severe degenerative spinal stenosis and it is pinching the nerves that control my legs, and that is why my legs are weak and no longer working. I will be put on a walker, put in rehab, nursing home, and I do need back surgery, but no surgeon will touch me until I lose 100 pounds. And the head surgeon came to me and stood at the foot of my bed and told me that. I would love to fix you, but I can't until you lose the weight. I said, okay, fine. So not only did I um, go through all of that, I then had to spend upwards of a month away from my husband. He would come visit me. I was in a nursing home, 2 different nursing homes for that fact, and came to the deduction that I never ever want to be in another nursing home for the rest of my life. I will run away. I will be a fugitive. Absolutely not. And the second one was like one of the best, but still it was a nursing home. And I'm like, I can't thrive. I can't, no. When I gotta ring a bell and wait half an hour for somebody to come help me get to the bathroom, bump that. I'll take myself. I'll take that chance. Thank you. They got upset because I wouldn't let a man clean me up when I had number 2, because I'm married and I just rather have a woman. Thank you. These kind of things. I know everybody's going to say, well, they're trained. Yeah, I know. It's just me. Thank you. It's my body. I do with it what I please. And so with it being Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month, I want to encourage you to check your neck. Your thyroid is right here. It's like a butterfly shape across the middle of your neck. And, if you feel any knots or bumps that shouldn't be there, go get it checked out. Don't wait. Educate yourself. I had to become my own health advocate because you how can I put this? I'm not knocking doctors, but they don't know everything. They teach them everything. Do they retain everything? Probably not. And everybody is not up to date, you know, on procedures and what's best for you. Everybody's body is different. So definitely educate yourself. Be your own advocate for your conditions. You know, look them up, study them. That's what I did. I bought a book about thyroids and hooked up with THICA, which is Thyroid Cancer Association. I joined groups on Facebook of other people who have thyroid cancer. It's one of the fastest growing cancers, and you can get it from teens all the way into your old ages. So, just different ideas people share, different things to take. Everybody can't take the same stuff because everybody's body's different. But I want to encourage you. That is my thyroid cancer journey. And to this day, it's almost 5 years later, I'm still battling the stenosis. So that's why I came on here to say today at 9/9/19. I don't know why I picked this day, but I'm putting my foot down, putting my foot on top of the devil's head and saying enough is enough. I'm taking my life back. I'm getting ready to wait because I want to. I want to feel comfortable in my skin. I want to be able to run around with my granddaughter and take her to the mall and craft together and plan together and all this kind of stuff. I want to be around to help my mom who's getting older, and Mr. Bob is 14 years ahead of me, so I need to be strong to help him along too when the time comes. So it's just now or never, I feel. So, yeah, day one, you know, I'm doing okay. My stomach was growling pretty, pretty loud earlier. But like I said, I had a hard-boiled egg and a handful of cashews, and she's doing okay now. So she's not growling right now. But anyway, that is what's going on with Shirlene. Also if you're a praying kind or send good vibes, I'm waiting for insurance to approve me to get a power lift chair. The power lift chair is a chair it's a recliner that will help you stand up when you need to. I can't, it's getting bad me being in the bed on my back. I'm not able to sleep on my sides, so my back is taking a lot of, a lot of workout. Me being on my back all the time and in bed all the time. So the chair will give me a chance to sit up. The chair will help me stand up, which will also give me the freedom to kind of get up every couple of hours and walk around and stretch, and the more activity I do, the more sweating I'll do, the more calorie burning I'll do. So that I'm excited about that. That also takes a lot off of Mr. Bob's plate with him having to help me out to bed and see so much about me. And then he won't have to worry because he'll know I'm sitting in my recliner and I'm safe. I can lean back and take a nap if I want, or if my back is hurting, I can sit up and craft and eat and be safe and not choke or anything like that. Also, my lungs will get to breathe good because when you lay on your back for too long, you can develop pneumonia. So I have to do breathing exercises so that doesn't happen, because on my last exam, she said I had diminished air in the back. So I was like, oh no, we're not going to add anything else to my plate because my plate is full. So when I asked about why this happened, because I was so young, they said the radiation sped it up. So eventually I would have had it, maybe in my 60s or 70s, but because I had the radiation treatment, it just sped everything up. So yeah, I've already put my family on alert that I refuse chemo. Thyroid cancer is highly reoccurring. You're not considered really medically cancer free until you've gone 10 years without an occurrence. So you should know that too. So definitely check your neck. Make sure you're good. Thank you for your prayers. I'm hoping that I get approved for the chair. But if not, we have a backup plan. And I'm going to get my chair anyway because it's going to give me my freedom to move about the home and exercise. And right now I'm doing um, physical therapy exercises in the bed, but it's not really getting me to the point where I'm like cracking a sweat or anything. It's just keeping my legs limber so that when I stand on them, they actually hold me up. The muscle memory, I guess is what they call it. I don't know, so there's no muscle waste. Um, it's a whole lot, a whole lot. But I'm encouraged. I know God's got a plan. And I heard something yesterday on a video that really tugged at my heart. It says, keep your eye on the ultimate prize, or you'll become a slave to your current situation. And I was like, whoa, that is so true. If you don't realize that everything you go through is to prepare you for the future you, and you just settle on what you going through right now, you become a slave to that. So I can sit here and mess and moan about being in bed and can't, or I can say right now I can, and tomorrow will be better than today, and the day after that will be better than tomorrow, and just keep going forward. So remember, keep your eye on the ultimate prize and don't become a slave to your current situation. All right, I love you all. Blessings, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.